2013, a 26-year-old genius was found dead in his Brooklyn apartment. His name was Aaron Swartz. He had hung himself with his own belt. Obviously, the official cause of death is suicide, but those who knew him, those who really knew him, knew that there was more context to the situation. They knew that this was the result of the weight of a war that Aaron didn't choose to start, but one he couldn't walk away from. See, Aaron, he wasn't just any old coder. He helped build the internet that we currently know and use today. The RSS feed that everyone's podcast gets published on, Reddit, the Creative Commons license. Aaron had a hand in all of it. Just at age 14, he was already envisioning this future that we are living in today. But Aaron didn't want to own the future. He wanted to free it. That's why he broke into an MIT server room, not to steal money, not for fame, but to liberate academic research locked behind paywalls. Knowledge paid for the public, but hoarded by institutions. Aaron's crime was sharing too much, and the punishment was up to 35 years in prison. But before that could get adjudicated, the weight of it all led him to take his own life. Months before the trial, he was gone. But it's not the cause of death that has me scratching my head. It's what did he see? What did he know? Maybe it was the glaring reality of this system we all are trapped in that led him to take his own life in the first place. Wake up, world, and welcome to Unseen Game. I'm Pablo, and this isn't just a podcast. Consider this a protocol, a way of seeing what the system would rather you sleep through. You didn't choose to play this game, but you were born into it. And from the moment you opened your eyes, you were handed a script, one you didn't write, but have been performing your whole life. Be good, follow the rules, go to school, get a job, buy the stuff, and then what? Retire? Die? Somewhere along the way, they hope you never ask, like, yo, why does something feel so off? Why does success feel like I'm just running on a treadmill with no finish line? Why do so many smart, hardworking, bright people who dedicate all their effort and put it all into what their work is feel empty at the end of the day, despite the signs that they're winning? And if you feel like you're not winning, maybe try considering that maybe it's a game you weren't meant to be playing to begin with. Maybe it's not just culture, but code, pre-installed, like an app auto-updating in the background, one of those that come in your phone pre-installed that you never chose and sometimes don't even realize are there, and for some reason you just can't delete. That's what the unseen game is. And the only way out is to begin to see it. So let's be honest. Life doesn't feel broken because you're lazy or weak or messed up. No, it's broken because no one has handed you the truth that we're born into a machine, not one made of gears and metal and wires. No, but it's one built of habits and beliefs, dogma and culture. It's a centuries-old system running in the background, shaping everything that we think is normal. Our goals are preloaded, our fears are programmed, and our self-worth is measured by points that we didn't even choose to chase. From day one, society hit install in your brain. And so we're running a script we didn't write, yet have been performing our whole life. Deep down, knowing that something's off, and it's not a glitch. No, it's not a bug. It's a feature. It's there by design. So let's call it what it is. School wasn't built to help you think. No, it was built to train you to obey, to sit still, to raise your hand, to memorize this, repeat that, forget it all, and start all over. The lessons aren't just in the textbooks. They're in the rules, the bell, the grades. Our worth is measured in scores, not in our questions, not in our creativity. Our curiosity is a distraction. And so we're trained to fit in, not to stand out, to follow instructions, not our intuition. And when the training is done, they hand you a bill, and now debt becomes your teacher. So we start our 40 hours a week job where we can barely pay the rent, where we still have to crowdfund our medical bills. We call it freedom. And here we are in the grind and told that if we just continue long enough and work hard enough, just maybe we'll make it. But to where? Like burnout, a steady diet of pills nobody can pronounce, a life that might look good on paper, right? But inside it feels hollow, it feels empty. The good life, the career, the house, the prestige, all those status symbols we're taught to chase. It's all a myth. That American dream, it's the same. It's just a sweet bedtime story that they tell you to put you to sleep. And then if you start to ask questions like, yo, who decides that this piece of paper, money, is worth your life's energy, your precious time, your health, your peace? Who said that you should pay to be alive? For land, for water, for sunlight, for air soon enough. All those things that used to be abundant and just there for all living beings. You were born into this world of abundance, but told to fight and compete for scraps. There's no other species that does this. You think lions work overtime? You think birds need bank accounts? No, they just live, they rest, they eat. We hustle, we collapse, we grind ourselves to dust just to maintain and keep up. And when we question it, people are just like, yeah, but that's the way the world works. But you don't ask, like, yo, who built this? Who designed this world? And who is it working for? And who benefits if we're not asking these questions? See, we're not taught to think. We're trained to comply. You're not raised to create, but conditioned to consume. This isn't life, it's a loop. We wake up, we work, we consume, we numb out, we sleep, wake up, repeat. And all the while, you're feeling broken, but no one tells you it's not you that's broken. It's the system you've been placed in. That creeping dread, the tightening of your chest when you wake up, that feeling that no matter how hard you try and how much you apply yourself, you're always behind and there's always something else to check on the to-do list. Feeling there's some sort of weakness you possess, but really it's just awareness starting to peek up and bubble into the surface. As it percolates, you start to realize that this game doesn't make sense and start to wonder, maybe it was made that way. Maybe you weren't meant to win, but just to keep playing. The scoreboard rigged. The rules are hidden. The prize is just an illusion they sell you to keep you running. You're taught to chase the titles, but not the truth. Productivity, but not purpose. Perfection, never peace. Feeling broken. But really just waking up. So let's rewind. Before the grades, before your school uniform, before someone told you what dreams were realistic and which ones weren't. Remember? You used to play where sticks were swords. Cardboard could be built into castles. A question was the beginning of an adventure, not a test. That version of you, remember? Curious, alive, unstoppable. It didn't disappear. It's just overwritten, replaced by scripts, timetables, behavior charts. Trained to sit still, to wait your turn. Raise your hand to speak your mind, and over time you start to fade. Not all at once, but very slowly you start to go and meld into the background until one day you look in the mirror and don't even recognize the person staring back. Who's there physically, but not truly present. So let's talk about how one might have found themselves in this situation. The 3 traps that keep us stuck in this unseen game. And here's the meat of the episode. So trap 1, chasing a success defined by someone else. Climbing ladders you didn't build. Running races with no finish line. That feeling of being on the hamster wheel, or rabbiting if you've ever read Clockwork Orange. And even when you win the rat race, guess what? You're still a rat. Trap 2, hustling with no direction, without asking why. Trading your energy, your joy, your time, but for what? For a title on a desk, for a number on a screen, a moment of applause before the next deadline shows up and swallows you. Trap 3, blaming yourself instead of questioning the system. You burn out. They hand you a yoga mat. You collapse. They say, hey, at least you're alive, be grateful. But no one ever asks, like, what if it's not you that's broken, but the system? What if it's the game that's rigged? So those are the 3 traps. And now what? You gonna burn it all down? No. Here's what you do. First, you stop playing blind. You pause. But for real, you pause and you ask, all right, hold on, wait a minute. Is this even what I want? Do I even want this life that I'm chasing? Not the dream that they sold you, not the title, not the checklist. Your life. And here's the truth. You don't need to burn it all down overnight. You don't need to disappear to Bali. You don't need to post a manifesto. Just wake up. The first move in the unseen game is not to rebel against it, not to quit your job or delete your phone and all your data. It's just awareness, seeing clearly. And once you see the code, you cannot unsee it. And that's when the real shift begins. This series isn't content, it's code. It's a protocol to break the loop, to see invisible systems shaping your life, and to remember the power they trained you to forget. Across 108 episodes, we'll uncover the 4 hidden powers they never taught you in school, daily practices to reclaim your voice, and tools to create your own script on your own terms. It's not ads here or viral hacks or motivational fluff. It's not entertainment. Consider it a jailbreak. You weren't born to obey. You were born to awaken. You weren't made to win their game. You were just honestly made to create your own. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. You're either playing the system or it's playing you. I'm Pablo, and this is Unseen Game. Peace.